Hey guys, it's Ashley from Bookaholics Anonymous, and this is another book talk. And for today, we are going to be talking about The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. So, this has been on my list for a while to read, and I really wanted to read it before I went and watched the movie because the movie always differs somehow from the book, sometimes for the better, sometimes not. So yeah, I read it, and I read to about, with like maybe 50 to 100 pages left, and then I watched the movie and then finished the rest of it. So, yeah, the book definitely had more details than the movie, and they left out like characters altogether in the movie, and they left out scenes from the movie, and just maybe they weren't important, but I think anything in this book probably is important to know about or read about. So if you've watched the movie and you enjoyed the movie, I would highly recommend reading the book because, like I said, it has more. And so yeah. So that was my little movie spiel. So once I started this, and I'm not gonna lie, it took me a little bit to get into it. I really honestly didn't want to finish it, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna finish it. I need to finish it because I know it has a message in there, and I want to know what that message is, and I want to see how this character handles this. I want to see how she grows from it, and I'm really glad I did continue to read it, and I enjoyed it more and more as I continue. So if you're having trouble, just give it some time. It may be a harder book to kind of read through or get through, I understand, but it's still really an important message for people. Because it's something that we do see on the news, whether it be a lot of the times or not, where they're not, showing it on the news. So yeah, I'm just babbling right now. But, so this is about Star, who sees her best friend Khalil murdered by a cop for no reason, because he is pulling out a hairbrush from his car when he's pulled over and stuff. And so this is basically her story, and her emotions and everything dealing with that, with the afterness of it, and her family wanting her to kind of stay silent and not wanting to be put out there for everyone to know she was the witness. And so that's her going through that, and then her going through telling the cops what she knows, her going through the grand jury, and just a lot of steps to who she becomes at the end of the movie, or at the end of the book. But also there's the, I can't remember the name of the school. I don't know. It's what? I can't remember. Anyways, so she basically says there's two, she's got two sides. She's got the Star that lives kind of in her community in the ghetto, I will say. I don't like saying that, but still, that's what she calls it, so that's what we're gonna say. Garden Heights. I think she lives in Garden Heights. And then there's the Star who goes to school, to a private school 45 minutes away, and with a bunch of white kids. So she's that star there, and with her boyfriend and with her friends and everything. So she's trying to live kind of two different lives while, just being a teenager. And then you add in, she sees her best friend get shot by a police officer for no reason, and it just, things boil up. But I'm sure you guys know what it's about. But the things that she sees in this book, she talks about one of her other best friends being killed, and she was a lot younger, and that would just, like, I don't even know, it's, how does somebody know with that? And then to have her other best friend killed, it's just what she goes through. And then she's got to deal with it. She's got to deal with the police, and the media and other people saying that her friend is this thug and this drug dealer and this kid who's basically not worth the effort to try to find out what actually happened, I guess, maybe. I'm not really sure. So yeah, she's got to be strong. She's got to fight through her feelings and have a voice for Khalil, because she didn't really say anything about her other friend when she was murdered. So she just sat back and ignored it and kept quiet. But yeah, as the story grows, she definitely comes out of her shell, or not comes out of her shell, but she comes out of being quiet and being silent. And she starts to have her own voice and give that voice to Khalil. So, yeah, it's just one of those powerful books to have a message that people need to read. Some other things that I liked about it were, I loved her family. Like, I adored her family. Her dad, her mom, her little brother, and her older brother, and they were just the family dynamics were awesome, and I just adored reading about them, how much they cared for each other, how much they would do anything for each other. And just the love that they had, it was just awesome. And even her community was like a big old family, and they knew everybody by name, they waved to people, they didn't let things get to them, and, I don't know, I just really adored it. Like, the whole community as a family, sticking up for each other. And when stuff started happening at the end of the book, and the riots, and places getting burned, and, they still stood up for each other. And so, I don't know, I just really like that. And then she's got her uncle as well. His kid, there's just a whole lot going on in the book, and yeah, I mean, I didn't tab it like I do some books, but I did tab it, and I think the things that I tabbed to me at the time were let me see if I can find one. I don't even remember. Like, some of them kind of hit home for me, and are things that my husband talks about in a way, I guess. I don't know. But, like, one of these, the first one right here said, it's her, Star's mother talking about how Star was born, I believe, and how when she was born, she wasn't breathing and she wasn't crying, and her mom was freaking out, and her dad had to calm her down. And then one of the nurses took her hand and told her this. She said, "Sometimes you can do everything right and things will still go wrong. But the key is to never stop doing what's right." And I don't know, that just kind of hit me. Like, there's a lot of stuff going wrong in your life, and you're trying to make it right, but it's not happening, and just, I mean, keep trying, don't give up, you know. So I like that. This is a really long video, guys, but and then another one was is Star and Maya talking about their friend Haley and some of the stuff that she's done. And so it says, "We let people say stuff and they say it so much that it becomes okay to them and normal for us." So you just kind of brush off what people say, and they think it's okay, so they continue to do it. Another one I really enjoy, just because I do that. Like, a lot of stuff I don't like that people say, but I let them say it, and, you know, maybe that's the wrong thing to do. I don't know. And then the last one is Star talking to her mom about Seven, which is her older brother, but it's her half brother, kind of, and how her mom had to forgive her dad because, yeah, it's just, you gotta read it, but it says basically, "At an early age, I learned that people make mistakes, and you have to decide if their mistakes are bigger than your love for them." So, is that one little thing that they did, or maybe not little, maybe it was a big thing, is that one thing more important than how much you care for them, or that love that you have or had for them? I don't know. It's just little things about the book that I really loved. So, yeah, I know this really probably was like, woof, but yeah, basically the gist is, it's a good book, and I really recommend reading it. So, if you guys have any questions, let me know, and I'll try to answer them the best I can. If you read this, let me know what you thought. Bye, guys.